Good morning. How the devil are you doing this fine day? Me, I'm firing on all cylinders, and that is not entirely due to the coffee. I've just had a notification that apparently we are not broadcasting on LinkedIn this morning. Not entirely sure why that would be, but let's crack on with the show regardless. Um, just to make sure that you're aware, also, I've also just broken my glasses, literally as the intro was playing. So if my eyewear suddenly changes mid-broadcast, don't be alarmed. No, the only thing that's gone wrong is my glasses. We have another packed show for you today. So without further ado, let's roll the intro and get on with the show before my glasses implode. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. It's Tuesday, the 9th of November, and as that remarkably persistent guy just said, welcome to the Breakfast Show. I am your host, Mark Anthony. In today's show, you've been framed. Rammer nails its red colours to the green mast. Hitachi shows off its latest machine upgrades. X-Watch has turned its attention to mute safety. Plus, we have some fantastic demolition-themed stocking filler ideas to ensure that your Christmas goes with a bang. We'll get to all of that in just a second, but first, let's pause a while to see who among the rich and the shameless will be celebrating a birthday on this day of days.
Happy birthday!
And it's many happy returns to Hedy Lamarr, an actress from the golden age of Hollywood, and bizarrely, also the inventor of a radio guidance system for torpedoes. Strange career twist that must have been. Happy birthday also to Lou Ferrigno, the bodybuilder and TV's Incredible Hulk, to the sadly departed TV presenters Jill Dando and Caroline Flack, and to comedian Tony Slattery, and to Sandra Denton, better known to the world as Pepper from the rap duo Salt and Pepper. Many happy returns to them, one and all. Now, back in August, we brought you details of a new national demolition framework that, according to a prior information notice, was valued at £1.56 billion. Fast forward to today, and the framework is now ready to accept bids, even though it appears to have shrunk somewhat by almost £500 million, in fact, to just £1.1 billion. I remember when £1.1 billion was a lot of money. The demolition and land preparation framework still features 10 lots, with each including 6 regional and national suppliers, along with 3 reserve organisations. The full list of lots is demolition of 5 stories and below, demolition of 6 stories and above, bulk earthworks and waste management, contaminated land remediation, mine work remediation, ground improvement, decommissioning and decontamination, asbestos management and removal, industrial dismantling and deplanting, and non-traditional high-rise structures. Now, when we covered this back in August, I expressed my personal reservations about the whole notion of, about the whole notion of framework agreements, how they were overly bureaucratic, how they were skewed in favour of larger companies with the resources to jump through the endless bidding hoops, how even those companies that made it onto the framework had no guarantee of actual work, and how the main beneficiary of these frameworks was the company administering it, in this instance, a company called Pagbo. As is so often the case, however, I found myself at odds with the industry zeitgeist. We conducted a poll over on our Instagram feed about framework agreements, and a surprising 71% of the 3,500 or 3,600 people actually that took part said they believed that framework agreements were in fact a good thing, which just goes to show that I know absolutely nothing whatsoever. So with that in mind, I wish all the bidders on that framework the very, very best of luck. I'm trying to remember the last time I received a press release from an equipment manufacturer that didn't mention the environment. And to be honest, I'm struggling to recall one. I realise we find ourselves in the midst of the COP26 green storm and that everyone is desperately trying to be seen to be green. But for equipment manufacturers, the dawning of an environmentally conscious tomorrow means almost endless work today. In fact, it seems that just about every aspect of their businesses are being analysed in the pursuit of further environmental gains. We've seen the advent of HVO fuels, electric, hydrogen, and biofuel powered equipment to help reduce customers' carbon emissions. We've also seen Volvo achieving a world first, creating a machine using fossil free steel. And now, hydraulic hammer company Rama has pinned its familiar red colours very much to the green mast. Take a look at this. It's very tempting to focus on the big and sweeping innovations when talking about the road to zero emissions, but it's also going to require countless small but vital incremental changes if we're to truly address the industry's carbon footprint in a meaningful way. So, congratulations to Rama on its ongoing efforts. It's November, people, and our collective thoughts, unless you're one of those people that buys their Christmas gifts in the local petrol station on Christmas Eve, our thoughts are now turning to Christmas and the tricky business of buying gifts for our nearest and dearest. So now seems like the perfect time to remind you that we have a fully stocked merch store that is filled with clothing and accessories for men, women, and children, and anybody that doesn't fit into those categories. About this time each year, we normally see a rush on our exclusive Wreck the Halls range of t-shirts and hoodies. That's what they look like. But we're also seeing a lot of demand at the moment for our I Love Demolition range as well. Or maybe you'd like to, let's have a look. Maybe you'd like your offspring to proclaim your presence in the field of demolition with a My Dad Does Demolition t-shirt. Or maybe you just want to see something to keep the old noggin warm this winter. Whatever it is that you need, you can find all of these and many more besides in our merch store. I posted a link to the merch store in the chat. Go and take a look and enjoy your shopping.
Axalt and Svantec are your high-end partners for noise, vibration, dust and air quality systems, sensors and software. To find out more, visit axoft.co.uk or call 01234 639 550.
Those fine folks at Hitachi have been very busy recently upgrading their wheel loaders and their wheeled and tracked excavators as well. Well, now the company has brought all of those together into one film. take a look at this. You can find out more about all of those over at hitachicm.co.uk.
The Miller GT series heralds a new era of unrivaled power and cutting-edge intelligent coupler technology, increasing job site safety, machine versatility, and productivity. It's the added versatility that you need at the value you can afford. To find out more, visit millergroundbreaking.com.
Do you remember when we brought you the film of the Volvo LX03 concept wheel loader? That machine was designed jointly by engineers from Volvo and also by designers at, of all places, Lego. One of the engineers in that film used a phrase that really resonated with me, and that phrase was "partnership is the new leadership." Well, it turns out that Volvo and Lego were not unique in their belief in collaborations. Xwatch Safety Solutions and distribution partners Sphere 24 have been working alongside James Samuel, Head of Product Innovations at Blue Sky Solutions and Nationwide Platforms, to develop the latest in height and slew control for mobile elevated work platforms, or MUPs as they're better known. Part of the brief was that Xwatch system needed to be compatible with scissor lifts, boom lifts and truck mounts as well, which form part of the Nationwide Platform's specialist vehicle fleet. The machines were to be deployed to a number of high-profile national highways projects and key schemes, including HS2 and Hinkley Point C. Chris Trent, Managing Director at Sphere 24, reported existing solutions for height and slew control on MUPs are very basic and far too limiting to be practical in operation. By collaborating with the Xwatch team, we were able to offer a solution. Dan Leaney, Xwatch Director of Sales and Operations, added, the newly developed solution has been working successfully in the field for over 12 months in real-life applications. We've had excellent feedback and the new systems have experienced zero problems and zero downtime as well. We have a number of systems on trial and will be progressing the partnership further in the coming weeks with new announcements. We are delighted to have played a significant part in this joint venture and that we're able to bring all the latest safety innovations to the MUP sector in line with the excavator safety market as well. So congratulations to everyone that's been involved in that project.
Sorry to interrupt the guy with the funny glasses, but if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button as it helps our channel. Or, better still, share this video with a friend or a colleague. Thank you. Right, back to Beardy.
Now, speaking of Xwatch, they are actually the show sponsor on our site equipment show, which will take place at 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. That's UK time. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with the site equipment show, I spent a large part of yesterday actually preparing that show, and I can tell you that this episode features, among others, Case, Kobelco, Hyundai, Komatsu, Liebherr, Manitou, Volvo, and XCMG. There's also contributions from Steel Wrist, Italmec, Simex, and Digbits in the attachment section of the show as well. Oh, and as soon as today's show is over, I'll be raiding the goodie cupboard to see what giveaways we'll have available as well. So be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Here on Facebook. It'll also be on LinkedIn as well, assuming we can fix the broken link. That pretty much wraps up today's show. I'll be back here tomorrow for yet more of this old stuff and nonsense. I'll roll the outro in just a second before leaping gazelle-like over into the chat to see what you're all saying today. But until then, stay safe, look after yourself, your family, your friends, and your colleagues. Thanks for watching.